My name is Rakesh Parashar. I am in the pharma logistics space for the last 30 years. I joined Ranbaxy Laboratories Limited in 1988 at Delhi, and since then I was handling the logistic function of the entire group of companies. Then I shifted to Mumbai in 2015 when Ranbaxy Laboratories merged with Sun Pharma. So we are, from there I was at Sun Pharma. I was handling logistic function to emerging market as well as API globally. But June 2020 onward, I was given the charge of regulated market as well. So totality, if we talk about annually, we are handling more than 20,000 tons of load or tonnage. And our endeavor is to do or maximize the shipment. Number one, why? Because it's the safest mode as far the transportation is concerned. It's not only safest from transportation point of view, but it is safest even from when we move the goods under temperature control, which is very, very important nowadays. So therefore, sea shipment becomes very, very imperative and very important for us. Now, let me, talk about that, why Antwerp or port of Antwerp is so important for us. Go back to 2006 when we started searching a reception center for our European business. Because number one, let me just give you a small background why we need a warehouse for European servicing or European markets. Because any product which is going from the developing market to developed market require testing. We cannot put the product directly into the market. So for testing, we need to hold the product somewhere. So that was the reason that we were looking for a reception center in Europe. So we visited many countries, like we visited Netherlands, we visited many companies over there, we visited Luxembourg, we visited Belgium. But why we selected Belgium? Number one, that this NYK group of companies which we selected was having a pharma license at the time. This was the only company. And second thing, that nearest very well developed port, which is the largest, I think, second that largest port of the Europe after Rotterdam. So that was the main reason that why we selected our reception center for European markets in Belgium. So this was the main function. Now, we never face any problem regarding any issue of clearance or any port congestion. I'm handling many that load to many countries, and every second day we face a problem of congestion of port congestion, and container gets stuck for even 7 days or 10 days or even months together. But we never face this problem in Belgium or at Rock, and that is why we are able to maintain the complete lead time, internal as well as external lead time so beautifully that we are able to do much more shipments by sea. Now I have some presentations, so let me just take you through the data or the presentation. Now, sea shipments to Europe via Antwerp, Belgium. Now, in March 2020, lockdown was announced because of COVID-19 situation. Our international flights were suspended for indefinite period. So that is why what happened that although the focus was there earlier as well, but after this, because airline there was no international flight available, there was no charter available in the beginning of March or April. So the only mode available was to send goods by sea. Although it was very challenging because local movement was impacted very badly. But because we were doing stuffing from our factories, so that is why and government of India declare our commodity as an essential commodity. So we are able to move directly from our container stuff from our factory, and it was moved directly to the port. And how it is done? That we used to use RFID seal, so which facilitated custom clearance and container that faster container to catch the designated sailing, because sailing was also impacted very badly due to COVID situation. And since then, the movement is consistent by sea. 100% sea movement has happened through Antwerp port only as far our European tonnage is concerned. And Antwerp port has supported us by quick clearance of goods and fast movement within Europe. All air shipments are still a challenge because only few airlines and few charter companies are operating, and that is also they are operating at a very high cost. So the most economical and reliable mode of transportation is by sea using Antwerp port in Belgium. Next slide, please. This slide, talks about pre-COVID period and post-COVID period, how the movement has happened to Europe through the Antwerp port. Now, if we see the data, now this talks about number of containers. If we see the data of April 2020, we used to move average around 28 containers per month. But we see from May onward, when the COVID situation was prevailing, straight away the tonnage jumped, or the number jumped from 28 to 50. And then if we go to the next months, June, July, August, September, the number of containers is above 60, and it has touched as high as 67 in the month of September, which means 3 times jump from, because there was the role was that the system was set in such a fashion that people used to it by sea. Earlier, people used to be habitual of taking by air. So that is how this has helped us a lot as far as the cost part is also concerned. If you see the tonnage part, then in April the tonnage used to be 240 or 242 tons. But if we talk about in May, June, July, August, the number of containers has jumped up or become double or triple. So therefore, it has also gone double or gone double. So that is this is where the Antwerp port has helped us and given us a leverage in terms of saving a lot of cost. And if we talk about that, number of shipping lines, we have used not only one, but many combinations of shipping lines. We talk about One Ocean, CMA CGM, OCL, Hamburg Sud, Hamburg Lloyd, Hapag Lloyd. Most of containers have moved by MSC because their transit time is very, very fast, very good, and definitely cost was also economical because as we were having contractual agreement with all these shipping lines. Next slide, please.
Hi. Thank you, Rakesh. Hi, my name is Abhijit Saha. I joined Ranbaxy in 2002 from FMCG business to consumer healthcare business. So my association with pharmaceutical for last 18 years. I think Rakesh very clearly explained why this import center in Belgium. So I was the one who moved from India to Belgium in 2007 to set up the hub. And then since then, we have grown, I think last 13, 14 years. I will show you some data also, how we have grown so far. For first, I would like to talk about our supply chain and the flow of the goods. As you see the slides, our mother plant, or most of the goods are produced in India. So European business is mostly driven by the import. So we need to import a lot to supply all these markets you see in the slides. We have some backup hubs and other control drugs flow as well, which I moved here. But mainly these slides will show you the complexities and importance of the import in European business. So I think we'll move to the next slides to give you more details of it. So if you see here, this is the data for last 5 years. and you can see how the sea freight is growing. I think Rakesh has already clarified why sea freight is so important for us. So first of all, we are in pharmaceutical business and we are a generics company. So the cost and quality compliance both are very important for us. And we find sea freight is the right mix for this. Once you lock the container and you open the container, this is not handled by anybody else within the container. The temperature deviation is very negligible compared to the air freight. So that's one of the driver for us from the quality side to move from air to sea. Apart from the cost, the sea freight is 1/8 of the air freight. Not comparing now. Now it will be much, much higher due to the COVID situation. So these two are the main driver of our moving to the sea freight. If you look at the data, you can see that in the 5 years, our CAGR is 28%. So in 2016-17, we are around 2,000 tons. Now this year, we're expecting above 5,000 tons. That consists of around 600, 700, between 600 to 700 container. There are continuous improvement is happening as the graph is showing. Also, you see here. During last 6 months, which Rakesh also focused, we achieved 88% of the total cargo moving into sea freight, which is an all-time high, and we wish to continue that and improve from here. This year would be one of the highest import for us in spite of the COVID situation. The demand is high because we're in pharmaceuticals, and 5,000 tons would be importing this year alone, over 5,000 we expect. This was also critical for us to handle the COVID-19 situation. If you see the slide I have shown you earlier, over 95% of the total pharma cargo are imported in Belgium. Out of that, 88%, as I mentioned, is via sea route now. Most of the supply is from the JNPT, and also we get some of the shipment from the Haifa, Israel. And Sun operation has greatly benefited for the fast clearance of the container in the port of Antwerp, and we're really thankful to the great job they are doing. And as a partner, we are contributing value to the pharmaceutical world and to the patient. So that's all from our end. Thank you so much for listening to me. And our Rakesh and mine, both of our details we have provided in the slides also. If you want to wish us, we'd be very happy to get your questions if necessary. Thank you so much.